One of the keys to Panera's success is the deep relationships we make in these communities. Now, part of that's fueled by the fact that we give away about $150 million in product and in cash every year. But I've often felt in those donations, there's some disconnection. I've often felt it's a check we write or product that goes out the back door. And I've wanted and searched for ways in which we can actually put ourselves on the line and connect with our communities and what we do and what we give. And a couple of years ago, I was working in a food shelter. I had an experience of saying to myself, wow, these guys, if business people like me were helping out, we could make a difference. I heard, I was sitting home watching NBC News with Brian Williams, and I heard about in their piece, People Who Make a Difference, about a cafe in Denver, Colorado, that had started under a community cafe model, no set prices. And it basically said, if you got some extra money in your pocket, leave more. If you have no money in your pocket, feel free to take what you want and leave nothing. And it was a cafe of shared responsibility. And I looked at my wife, who was watching the news with me, and I said, Nancy, I said, let me tell you something. We open 2 restaurants a week. We have 60,000 team members. We could do this with our hands tied behind our back. This is the kind of thing we should be doing. And she said, well, then you better go do it. And I said, all right, I'm going to go do it. And one of the things that I realized when you go to a food pantry is it's such a negative experience. It just sucks you down. You know, basically, most everybody around you is in pain. You know, you're waiting in line, you know, and you know, you're walking around like this, your head down. And the food is the same food we got in 2nd grade. It's institutional food. And I thought to myself, wow, if we really want to do something, we're not going to just serve baked goods and beverages, which was the original vision. We're going to do this right. And if we're going to do it right and we're going to attract thousands of people, we're going to do it with the full Panera menu. And if we really were committed, we put our Panera name on it. And lo and behold, we chose to do just that. The other thing that we concluded, if we really wanted to do it, we had to respect people's dignity, because people, that's what this is really about. And in doing so, we had to do it through a donation box. So we have no cash registers. We use machinery to communicate the order, but basically you decide what you can leave and you put it in a cash bin. We opened our first one in May of 2010. I think people were worried that, you know, it would look like Denny's Grand Slam breakfast. You know, people lined up for free food out the door, but you know, the reality is we found people actually got it, and people did the right thing. And that, you know, our experience was that 20% of guests actually left more money than the suggested donation, 60% left the suggested donation, and 20% left less, but significantly less. Now, the reason this is working is it's not a business model, it's a model to actually help the community. And the reason it's working is people get it. People are fundamentally good. They're not being gamed. There's no other agenda. It's completely transparent.